Good morning, my dear students. Today is Doctor's Day. It is a very happy day. I will congratulate all of you that we are going to become doctors. We are to be doctors. So happy Doctor's Day for you also. Today our class is on vestibulocochlear nerve. It is an 8th cranial nerve. There are 12 cranial nerves. There are 12 pairs of cranial nerves. So some says there is 13th cranial nerve is also there. That is nerve of Conani. But actually there are only 12 pairs of cranial nerves. So among these, vestibulocochlear nerve is the 8th cranial nerve. 7th is the facial nerve. 9th is the glossopharyngeal nerve. 10th is the vagus nerve. So you must name all the 12 cranial nerves. So this vestibulocochlear nerve is the 8th cranial nerve. Is a 8th cranial nerve. So all cranial nerves are divided into 3 types: sensory, motor, and a mix. Both sensory and motor is there. So sensory, motor, and a mix. So this vestibulocochlear nerve is a sensory nerve. Vestibulocochlear nerve is a sensory nerve. It is a 8th nerve. It contains spatial, somatic, afferent fibers. It contains spatial, somatic, afferent fibers. It is a sensory nerve. So vestibulocochlear nerve. It consists of 2 parts: vestibular part and cochlear part. Vestibular part for balance, cochlear part for hearing. Vestibular part for balance and a cochlear part for hearing. So vestibular pathway is entirely different. The cochlear pathway is entirely different. Both are represented in the cerebral cortex. Both are represented in the cerebral cortex. Both are associated with each other. So the vestibulocochlear nerve is a 8th cranial nerve. It is a sensory nerve. It contains spatial, somatic, afferent. In Telugu, there is a one slogan: Panchendriyalu, Sarvendriyanam Nayanam Pradhanam. Nayanam means eye, vision. So vision is the first. Next is the hearing. Sensation we will give importance next to hearing. చూడడము వినడము రెండు ఇంపార్టెంట్. చూడలేకపోయినా ఇబ్బంది, వినలేకపోయినా ఇబ్బంది, రెండు లేకపోతే పూర్తి ఇబ్బంది. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ ఎ సెకండ్ in importance when compared with Panchendriyalu, 5 senses, special senses. So it is the second most important special sense organ, vestibulocochlear nerve. So Panchendriyalu ఇది రెండోది. Vestibulocochlear nerve, hearing, ear, is associated with this vestibulocochlear nerve. It contains spatial, somatic, afferent fibers. It arises from the pontomedullary junction. So it is associated with pontomedullary junction. Pontomedullary junction. It is associated with lateral part of the pontomedullary junction. It is associated with the lateral part of the pontomedullary junction. It consists of 2 components: vestibular part and cochlear. Cochlear part is concerned with hearing. Vestibular part is concerned with balance. Each part has got a peripheral distribution and central connections. Vestibular component has got peripheral distribution and a central connections, that is with brain. So cochlear part has got central connections and also peripheral connections. So the vestibular nerve is associated with vestibular ganglia. Cochlear nerve is associated with cochlear ganglia. Here, once again, I am telling you, ganglion is collection of neurons outside the central nervous system. Nucleus is collection of neurons within the central nervous system. So it is vestibular nerve is associated with vestibular ganglia. Cochlear nerve is associated with cochlear component. But both these two, cochlear nerve and vestibular nerve, both are combined and called as vestibulocochlear nerve. That is the eighth nerve. So vestibular nerve is associated with vestibular ganglia. Cochlear nerve is associated with cochlear ganglia. Ganglion is nothing but collection of neurons outside the central nervous system. Once again, I am telling you, central nervous system is made up of neurons. Neuron is the structural and functional unit of nervous system. The entire whole body is made up of cells. The entire body contains nervous tissue, epithelial tissue, muscle tissue, and bony tissue. Like that, 4 tissues are there, lymphatic tissue. So separate tissues are there. So central nervous system is made up of neurons and neuroglia. Structural and functional unit of the nervous system is the neuron. So ganglion is nothing but collection of neurons outside the central nervous system. Vestibular component of the vestibulocochlear nerve is associated with vestibular ganglia. Cochlear component of the vestibulocochlear nerve is associated with spiral ganglia. Ganglion is nothing but collection of neurons outside the central nervous system. So vestibular ganglion contains certain neurons, and the cochlear nerve, which is associated with spiral ganglion, also contains certain type of neurons. Neurons are unipolar neurons, bipolar neurons, multipolar neurons, pseudo-unipolar neurons. So these are the types of neurons. Among all these neurons, the vestibular ganglion and cochlear nerve associated ganglion, that is spiral ganglion, both are made up of bipolar neurons. So it has got 2 processes. So one central body of the neuron, that is called soma, it contains 2 processes. So it contains 2 processes. So one is central process that is going towards the center, and another is a peripheral process that is going towards the periphery. So the vestibular ganglion gives central process, bipolar neuron gives central process. Bipolar neurons present in the vestibular ganglion gives peripheral process and central process. Central process are going towards the center, and peripheral process are going towards the internal ear. And spiral ganglion, that is cochlear nerve, it also gives central process. They are going towards the center, towards the brain, and also going peripheral process going towards the organ. So cochlear nerve goes towards the cochlea, and vestibular nerve goes towards the vestibule. Here you have to recollect what is cochlea, what is vestibule, what is semicircular canals. Here you have to recollect your memory of internal ear. You have to recollect the memory of internal ear. Internal ear is made up of anterior part, a modiolus, rounded like a snail shell. So a cochlea, a turning, that is cochlea. And a middle part, a widened part, that is called vestibule. And a posterior 3 semicircular ducts is there. They are semicircular canals. Now, the cochlear nerve is associated with the turnings of the internal ear, that is modiolus of the cochlea. So the vestibular nerve is associated with vestibular component, that is vestibule, and also associated with semicircular canals present on the 3 semicircular canals present on the posterior aspect of the internal ear. Here, once again, I am telling you, you have to recollect your internal ear subject. Internal ear is made up of anterior part, rounded part cochlea, middle part vestibule, and posterior semicircular canal. So the vestibulocochlear nerve is associated with all components of the internal ear. So cochlea is associated with cochlear nerve, vestibular nerve is associated with vestibule and semicircular ducts. Now cochlear component is hearing. So the cochlea contains hearing receptors. So the vestibular nerve, which is associated with body balance, the body balance is made up of 2 types of balance. One is static balance and another is kinetic balance. The static balance is associated with middle part of the internal ear, that is vestibule, and kinetic balance is associated with posterior three semicircular ducts. So the anterior modulus turned part cochlea of the internal ear is associated with hearing. So middle part vestibule of the internal ear and semicircular ducts are associated with balance, body balance. This balance is divided into kinetic balance and static balance. Static balance is associated with vestibule and kinetic balance is associated with three semicircular ducts present on the posterior part of the internal ear. So I am giving a clear-cut idea even now also the internal ear. Internal ear is made up of anterior part, rounded cochlea. So middle part, vestibule, posterior, three semicircular canals. One is in transverse plane, one is in coronal plane, one is in sagittal plane. Different directions, three semicircular ducts. Here, why I am telling you these three means the peripheral process of the vestibular nerve or the vestibular component of the vestibulocochlear nerve, the cochlear component of the vestibulocochlear nerve are associated with cochlear component, and vestibule, and three semicircular canals present on the internal ear with the vestibular component of the vestibular nerve. This is a brief nutshell, because the hearing receptors are present in the cochlea. The hearing receptors are present in the cochlea. So the nerve endings of the cochlear nerve goes into the hearing receptors present in the cochlea. The nerve endings of the vestibular nerve goes into the vestibule and also into the semicircular ducts. The eighth nerve is attached to the junction between the pons and medulla oblongata, behind and lateral to the facial nerve. Nervus intermedius intervening between the facial seventh nerve and eighth vestibulocochlear nerve. Here you have to recollect your memory of brainstem. So already I have given you what are the nerves attached to the midbrain, what are the nerves attached to the pons, what are the nerves associated with pontomedullary junction, what are the nerves associated with the medulla. There are 12 cranial nerves, 12 pairs of cranial nerves. Optic, olfactory from the forebrain. Optic from optic chiasma, 2 nerves. Remaining 10 are associated with brainstem. There are 12 pairs of cranial nerves. First and second. First is olfactory and second is optic nerve. Optic nerve is associated with optic chiasma. Olfactory nerve is associated with olfactory gyrus of the frontal lobe. These two directly arises from the brain. So the remaining 10 pairs of cranial nerves are associated with the brainstem. Brainstem consists of 3 parts. Number 1, midbrain. Number 2, pons. Number 3, medulla oblongata. Eighth nerve is attached to the junction between the pons and medulla oblongata, behind and lateral to facial nerve. Nervus intermedius intervening between facial seventh nerve and eighth vestibulocochlear nerve. Now this is the vestibulocochlear nerve. This is the vestibular nerve. This is the cochlear nerve. Now this is the internal auditory meatus. This is the internal auditory meatus. Now this cochlear nerve is going to the cochlea, rounded part. This is the middle part, vestibule of the internal ear. This is the 3 semicircular ducts present on the posterior aspect of the internal ear. So internal ear, otherwise called as labyrinth. The labyrinth consists of outer bony part and an inner membranous part. So the entire one is inner membranous part of the bony labyrinth of the internal ear. This is cochlea, rounded part, cochlea with organ of Carti. If you section the section of a tongue, you will find hearing receptors present. If you section here, this is semicircular canal, you will find vestibular receptors. So this is the saccule, this is the utricle. So these two contains a specialized epithelial cells. So they are called macula. they are called macula. So this semicircular bag, if you do the section of a semicircular bag and observe under microscope, you will find crista. You will find crista. You will find crista ampullaris. That is associated with the kinetic balance. This one and this one, macula, its utricle and saccule contains a macula. Macula is nothing but a specialized epithelial cells. So here also contains specialized epithelial cells. This is responsible for kinetic balance. This one and this one is responsible for vestibular balance. So vestibular, this is responsible for static balance. This one and this one is associated with static balance. The three semicircular ducts are associated with kinetic balance. So both contribute to balance. That is associated with vestibular nerve. This is vestibular ganglia. It contains bipolar neurons. So the peptal process of bipolar neurons goes and terminating the utricle and saccule and also in the semicircular ducts. So this is the spiral ganglia of the cochlear nerve. This goes into the organ of Carthy. This, if you section the organ of Carthy, you will find hearing unit of organ. That is organ of Carthy. So hearing receptors are present here. So this is the vestibulocochlear nerve. So this is the internal acoustic meatus. These two nerves unite and enclose in a common sheath and goes towards the brainstem and enters the midbrain and enters the brainstem and enters the brainstem. So this cochlear nerve, so the cochlear nerve, this is the spiral ganglion of the cochlear nerve. This process goes and again divides into ventral cochlear nucleus and dorsal cochlear nucleus. Ventral cochlear nucleus and dorsal cochlear nucleus. If you follow this cochlear nerve, like this, it divides into ventral cochlear nucleus. It is dorsal cochlear nucleus. So the cochlear nerve divides into two and goes into the dorsal cochlear nucleus and ventral cochlear nucleus. So here it is a nucleus. It is present in the collection of neurons. Here is there. Collection of neurons present in the central nervous system. This is collection of neurons outside. This is the ganglia. So again here comes. From here another set of neurons arises and goes to the brain and others. Like that, four sets of neurons is present in the, four orders of neurons are present in the cochlear nerve, whereas three orders of neurons is present in the vestibular nerve. First order neuron, second order neuron, and three order neuron. So first order neuron, second order neuron, and third order neurons are present in the vestibular nervous system, and four order of neurons are present in the cochlear pathway. How many neurons are present? So first order neuron, second order neuron, third order neuron, and fourth order neurons are present in the cochlear auditory pathway. And vestibular pathway, three orders of neurons is there, first order, second order, and third order of neurons is there. So this is the mechanism how the vestibulocochlear nerve gets inserted, where it starts in spiral ganglia and vestibular ganglia, how it goes. So this is the vestibular ganglia and vestibular nerve. This is the spiral ganglia. So if you observe this vestibular nerve, this nerve goes and divides into four nuclei. Four nuclei. Vestibular nuclei 1, 2, 3, 4. You see how the vestibular nerve goes. So it divides into, it gets inserted into the four vestibular nuclei. From the vestibular nuclei, another set of neurons arises and goes to there. So like that, the two parallel pathways. So hearing pathway through the cochlear nerve and balancing pathway through the vestibular nerve runs in a perpendicular direction, in a horizontal direction in the vestibulocochlear nerve. So the two pathways, hearing, auditory, and vestibular balancing pathways goes through the vestibulocochlear nerve to the central nervous system. So this auditory gyrus is present in the temporal gyrus, Essel's gyrus. So vestibular goes into the vestibular cortex present in the central nervous system, cerebral cortex. Once again, I am going with you. So already I told you, Brainstem, midbrain, a section. Pons, a section. And medulla, another section. Now, a brief cell, I have explained you the peripheral connections and central connections are the vestibular nerve and cochlear nerve. Both are vestibular cochlear. Single name, eighth nerve. It has two components, vestibular component, cochlear component. Each part has peripheral distribution and a central connections. This now belongs to special somatic afferent. I have given you a lecture without seeing the PowerPoint. Now you have to see the same PowerPoint. Eighth nerve is attached to the junction between the pons and medulla oblongata, behind and lateral to the facial nerve. Nervous intermedius intervening between the facial seventh nerve and eighth vestibular cochlear nerve. Now vestibular nerve, it contains 19,000 fibers, whereas the cochlear nerve contains 23,500 fibers and presents the following functional components. Special proprioceptive fibers for static equilibrium from sensitive hair cells on the macula of saccule and utricle. Already I told you, saccula and utricle. Macula is nothing but a patch of epithelium present in the saccule and utricle. Saccule and utricle is present in the vestibule, that is middle part of the internal ear. Anterior part is helix, cochlea. Posterior part is three semicircular canals. So at each step, you have to recollect your past studies. Then only you can easily understand. So this central nervous system is nothing but a continuous chapter. That is the reason why I am going back to the back chapters also when I am teaching the same subject in this one. Special proprioceptive fibers for static equilibrium from sensitive hair cells on the macula of saccule and utricle. Static. That means nelakada. How you are stable while standing, that is static balance. How you are stable while you are running, walking, jumping and others, that is kinetic balance. So I think I have given you a static balance. When you stand, you are static. Your body balance is maintained. When you run, when you jump, ఉయ్యాల ఊగుతావు లేకపోతే giant wheel ఎక్కుతావు. When you climb a giant wheel, even that also you need not follow the loss your balance. That is kinetic balance. So these two are maintained by the vestibular nerve. A special proprioceptive fibers for kinetic equilibrium from hair cells of the ampullary crust of the three semicircular nerves. Already I told you, kinetic balance is associated with three semicircular nerves. A few efferent fibers of the olivocochlear bundle type 2 and type 1 hair cells is also present. Exception. That is an exception. Cells of origin. The afferent fibers for both static and kinetic equilibrium take origin from bipolar neurons of the vestibular ganglia situated in the trunk of the vestibular nerve at the bottom of the internal acoustic meatus. You read this one, I will show you. Afferent fibers. But I think that you have know very well about afferent and afferent. Afferent means towards the center. Efferent means coming from the center. So the afferent fibers for both static and kinetic equilibrium take origin from bipolar neurons of the vestibular ganglia situated in the trunk of vestibular nerve at the bottom of the internal acoustic meatus. I will show you the diagram. This is the vestibular ganglia. Afferent fibers means EV. These are the afferent fibers going towards the center. Efferent means going towards the periphery. That is towards the utricle saccule. So towards the center they are called afferent. From here these are efferent. These are afferent. So like that you can imagine. So the position of afferent and efferent is only towards the center and away the center. It's a relative position. The afferent fibers are efferent. Special proprioceptive fibers for static equilibrium from sensitive hair cells of macula of saccule and utricle. Special proprioceptive fibers for kinetic equilibrium from hair cells are the ampullary crest of three semicircular ducts. A few afferent fibers in alveocochlear bundle type 2 and type 1 hair cells. The afferent fibers for both static and kinetic equilibrium take origin from bipolar neurons in the vestibular ganglia situated in the trunk of the vestibular nerve at the bottom of the internal acoustic meatus. Afferent fibers arise from the superior and accessory alveolar nuclei of the parts. Afferent fibers arise from superior and accessory alveolar nuclei of the parts. That means vestibular ganglion, fibers from vestibular ganglion goes to the superior and accessory alveolar nuclei. Peripheral distribution. Peripheral process of bipolar ganglion cells at the bottom of the internal acoustic meatus divides into upper, lower, and posterior branches. Upper, lower, and posterior branches. Upper branches pass through the superior vestibular area, reach the macula of the utricle and ampullary crest of the anterior and lateral semicircular ducts. Lower fibers reach the macula of the saccule through the inferior vestibular area. Posterior branches and in the ampullary crest of the posterior semicircular duct. Whatever the vestibular nerve, it is associated with vestibule and three semicircular ducts. So the different fibers of the vestibular nerve, how they get attached to different parts and also to the vestibular area. Vestibular area is present in the brainstem. So already I told you what is vestibular area. Vestibular area I have shown you in the brainstem. You have to recollect. You are the fourth ventricle chapter. So when you are coming to the class, you have to go through all the past chapters. Then only you can easily understand the neuroanatomy, inferior vestibular area. Posterior branches and in the ampullary crest of the posterior semicircular ducts. Central connection. Central process of the bipolar ganglion cells from the trunk form the trunks of the vestibular nerve. It reaches the lower border of the parts. It passes medial to the inferior cerebellar peduncle. Then it divides into ascending and descending branches. Then makes synapse with four groups of vestibular nuclei: superior, inferior, medial, and lateral. Vestibular area is present in the floor of the fourth ventricle. It contains four nuclei: superior, inferior, medial, and lateral. You recollect the diagram of floor of fourth ventricle. If you do the section of the vestibulocochlear nerve and also the area associated with vestibulocochlear nerve, you will get like this schematic diagram. This is a schematic diagram represented in your textbook. Cochlear nerve, it contains about 23,500 fibers. Vestibular nerve, 19,000 fibers. It has following functional components. Most of the fibers convey the special somatic sensations for hearing from the hair cells phonoreceptors of the organ of cochlea. Cochlea is rounded part of the internal ear. Internal ear is otherwise called as labyrinth. Middle part is vestibule. Posterior three semicircular ducts. So all of the cochlear nerve is associated with the cochlea. Cochlea is nothing but a turnings present in the internal ear. So this cochlear nerve, peripheral process of the spiral ganglia. Central process goes towards the center as a cochlear nerve. Peripheral process also goes towards the periphery that ends in the cochlea. So modiolus of the cochlea. Receptors present in the cochlea. That is organ of Carti. That is organ of Carti. That is organ of Carti. Few afferent fibers of the alveocochlear bundle reach the hair cells directly or indirectly to modulate the excitability to protect the hair cells from loud sounds. So the sounds are only to such an extent only audible. Because hair cells movement occurs. Lymph is present in the internal ear. It is present in cochlea, cavity of the cochlea. It is present in cavity of the vestibule. It is present in the cavities of the semicircular ducts. So hair cells are present in the cochlea, organ of Carti. Hair cells are present in the macula, that is present in the utricle and saccule. Hair cells are present in the semicircular ducts. If you cut the section of the semicircular duct, you will find hair cells. So lymph drainage is there through the three It is communicating. If sound vibrations reaches the cochlea, they vibrate and stimulate the hair cells. They vibrate and stimulate the hair cells. Here I am telling you, your outside external ear is there, pinna. Some sound movements are going through it, touching the tympanic membrane. Touching the tympanic membrane. Tympanic membrane vibrates. Malleus, incus, stapes. These are three ossicles connected to the tympanic membrane. Stapes is connected to the foot plate of the stapes is connected to the internal ear. So these vibrations goes along the tympanic membrane to the malleus, incus, stapes, and foot plate of the stapes touches the vestibule. So it makes the vibrate the hair cells present in the cochlear duct. So these vibrations will produce a stimulations. They will again go through the cochlear nerve and reaches the spiral ganglia and then go through the cochlear nerve and then go to the brain, to the Hessel's gyrus present in the central nervous system by means of 4 orders of neurons. This is the mechanism of hearing. So your external ear is there. Some sounds are coming. They are going into the touching the tympanic membrane. So malleus, incus, stapes. These three are present in the middle ear. Stapes touches the internal ear. So these vibrations go along the malleus, incus, stapes, and foot plate of stapes touches the internal ear. So these vibrations are produced. These vibrations move the lymph. The lymph move the hair cells present in the organ of Carti. So stimulations, electric currents are produced. They go through the cochlear nerve. They go through the spiral ganglia. They go through the 4 orders of neurons to the Hessel's gyrus present in the temporal lobe. That is auditory main center, auditory cortex, by means of various stages. This is the mechanism of hearing. If there is interruption of hearing at any following levels of the pathway, then deafness will occur. This is the mechanism of deafness. Bipolar spiral ganglion cells, which are situated within the spiral canal of Modiolus. The peripheral process of bipolar neurons reach the osseous lamina and ramify around the base of the inner and outer hair cells. The central process of the ganglion cells pass through the tractus spiralis, foraminus, and unite to form the trunk of the cochlea. And this is the mechanism how the nerve is formed and going through it. Because I have explained you in way. So what is the mechanism in hearing? What is the mechanism? What is the anatomical structures associated in mechanism? How they function? I have told you. At the lower body parts, the fibers of the cochlear nerve pass lateral to the inferior cerebellar peduncle. So this is once again, this diagram is completed. And make synapse with ventral and dorsal cochlear nuclei. Now from the second order neurons lie in the dorsal and ventral cochlear nuclei. Most of the axons arising in these nuclei cross to the opposite side and terminate in the superior alveolar nucleus. From the superior alveolar nucleus, third set of neurons arises. Up to the dorsal and ventral cochlear nuclei, second order of neurons. Vestibular nuclei, there are 4 nuclei. Superior, inferior, medial, lateral and lateral. Lateral, medial and lateral. That is 4 order of neurons, vestibular areas. So cochlea, dorsal cochlear nuclei and ventral cochlear nuclei. So from the cochlear nuclei, axons arising in these nuclei cross to the opposite side and terminate in the superior salivary nucleus. The third order neurons lie in the superior alveolar nucleus. Their axons from the lateral form the lateral lemniscus and reach the inferior colliculus. So I have told you first order neurons from where they arise, second order neurons from there they arise, and third order neurons. So their axons form the lateral lemniscus and reach the inferior colliculus. So lateral lemniscus is the principal auditory pathway. Lateral lemniscus is the principal auditory pathway. 4th neurons lie in the inferior colliculus. It is the auditory reflex center. It is the auditory reflex center. Lateral lemniscus is the principal auditory principal auditory lemniscus. Lemniscus is nothing but a band of fibers. Lemniscus is nothing but a band of nerve fibers. Lemniscus is nothing but a band of nerve fibers. That is the auditory pathway. So the principal auditory pathway, what is the principal auditory pathway? You have to give an answer, that is lateral lemniscus. 4 neurons lie in the inferior colliculus, that is the auditory reflex center. Now, from the 4th neurons, their axons pass through the inferior brachium to reach the medial geniculate body. To reach the medial geniculate body. 5th neurons lie in the medial geniculate body. 5th neurons lie in the medial geniculate body. So, medial geniculate body is associated with hearing mechanism. Lateral geniculate body is associated with vision. So, medial geniculate body is associated with auditory. Lateral geniculate body is associated with vision. So, 5th neurons lie in the medial geniculate body. So, their axons form the auditory radiation which pass through the sublentiform part of the internal capsule to reach the auditory area in the temporal lobe, that is Hessel's gyrus. So, 5 times of 5th stage of neurons is there, 4 stages of nerve fibers are there. Because even though there are 5th stages of neurons, 4 stages is there, because from the medial geniculate body, only auditory radiation comes. Only auditory radiation comes. Only it is auditory radiation. So there is no fifth, only 4 stages of neurons, order of neurons, nerve fibers are there. Even though 5th neurons is present in the medial geniculate body, so they are considered as a 4th order of neurons. Because from neurons lying in the medial geniculate body, only auditory radiation is coming. We have to follow it. Why I am repeating you means, even though you are not able to understand it in the first lecture, in my repetition, you will follow it. In seeing the PowerPoint also, you can follow it. Now this is the cochlear nerve. This is the dorsal cochlear nuclei, ventral cochlear nuclei. From there, superior alveolar nuclei. From there to inferior colliculus. From there to medial geniculate body. From there to auditory radiation. So this is the cochlear nerve, spiral ganglia. From here, cochlear nuclei. From here, another 3, 4 stages. So 5 types of neurons. Spiral ganglia, 1 neuron. Cochlear nuclei, 1 neuron. This is 3rd neuron. This is 4th neuron. This is 5th neuron. So this is nothing but ganglion is outside. So this is nucleus. This is another nucleus present in the pons. Superior alveolar nucleus is present in the pons. Inferior colliculus is present in the midbrain. Medial geniculate body, a part of thalamus, is present here. So 5 stages of 4 stages of 4 or 5 types of neurons is there, and 4 order of fibers are there. This is the auditory pathway. This is the auditory pathway or hearing pathway. This is the auditory pathway. You once again go through this one. 1 nucleus, 2 nucleus, 3 nucleus, 4th nucleus. So this is the spiral ganglion, cochlear nerve. Now, already I told you the vestibular nuclei, vestibular component. So vestibular nerve contains 19,000 fibers and presents the following functional components. Special proprioceptive fibers for static equilibrium from the sensitive hair cells in the macula of the saccular utricle. From the hair cells of macula of saccular utricle. Special proprioceptive fibers for kinetic equilibrium from the hair cells of the ampullary cluster, the 3 semicircular ducts. A few afferent fibers are the alveocochlear bundle type 2 and type 1 hair fibers. Once again, I am telling you, external ear, middle ear, internal ear. You must know the clear demarcation between the external ear, middle ear, internal ear. Up to the tympanic membrane, you can consider it as a external ear. From the tympanic membrane to the foot plate of the stapes, that is internal ear. Only internal ear is cochlea, vestibule, and 3 semicircular ducts. That is, internal ear is otherwise called as. Now the internal ear, anterior part, cochlea rounded tunnel is associated with hearing. The vestibule central part, the posterior 3 semicircular canals are associated with vestibular component, that is balance. Again, this balance is divided into static balance, that is associated with vestibule. Vestibule again contains sacral and utricle. So this is associated with sacral and utricle. And kinetic balance is associated with 3 semicircular ducts present in there. So this is the division of internal ear associated with hearing, cochlea, and balance, vestibular and semicircular parts of the internal ear. You should not forget, the pathway runs parallelly. Vestibular nerve and cochlear nerve runs parallelly. The perpendicular pathways. Now you see, this is the vestibular nuclei. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cochlear nuclei. 1. And 2. Cochlear nuclei. Only 2. This is medulla. Upper part of medulla. This is upper medulla. Medulla is studied by sectioning at upper part of the medulla and lower part of the medulla. Only 2 sections. This is cochlear nerve. Cochlear nuclei, superior alveolar nucleus, inferior colliculus, medial geniculate body, then goes to the auditory cortex. Now deafness. Mandagri chala mandi patients will come to the hospital that we are not able to hear the sounds. Deafness. 3 types of hearing loss are seen. Conductive deafness is the failure of sound waves to reach the cochlea. Conductive deafness. Failure of sound waves to reach the cochlea. Narrow deafness means that is associated with cochlear nerve. So, conductive deafness is associated with failure of sound waves to reach the cochlea. Sensory neural deafness is the failure of production of transmission of action potential due to cochlear diseases, cochlear nerve disease, or defects in cochlear nerve central connections. You read this one, PowerPoint, and you read the previous one. Conductive deafness is the failure of sound waves to reach the cochlea. Here, there is a failure of sound waves from external ear to the tympanic membrane, from tympanic membrane through the Meniere's, incus, stapes, footplate of the stapes to the cochlea. From the cochlea only, cochlear nerve arises. Because vestibulocochlear nerve, vestibular ganglia and spiral ganglia, they are present at the bottom of the internal acoustic meatus. So this is what you are seeing outside is external acoustic meatus. There is internal acoustic meatus is also there. So conductive deafness is the failure of sound waves to reach the cochlea up to the upper. So beyond the cochlea, this is deafness. Sensory neural deafness is the failure of production or transmission of action potential due to cochlear disease, cochlear nerve disease, or defects in cochlear nerve central connections. Because action potential, what is action potential? There is a narrow membrane is there. When any impulse touches the narrow membrane, there is polarization and depolarization. So there is polarity present outside and inside. One is positive and another is negative. So alternation of charge present over the surface and internal surface, alternative charge. So that is called depolarization. So there is defect in polarization and depolarization. Production of transmission of action potential occurs in the cochlear disease, cochlear nerve disease, or defects in cochlear nerve central connections. This is associated with nerve deafness. That is conductive deafness. This is nerve deafness. Once again, you read it, you think it, what is the difference between conductive deafness and nerve deafness? So if any patient comes to you, to OP department with hearing loss, you have to assess what type of deafness. Is it conductive deafness? Is it nerve deafness? So the entire deafness, total deafness, is conductive deafness and nerve deafness. This is one mechanism, hearing mechanism. If any patient comes to you and says that when I am standing, I feel that I am rotating. That means he thinks that he is rotating around himself. Another thing, he says that I am balanced, but the entire universe is rotating around him. This is another manifestation. These two manifestations are called vertigo. These two manifestations are called vertigo. So he thinks that he is rotating himself. Another thing, he thinks that the entire universe is rotating around him. So two possibilities. This is nothing but vertigo. The vestibular nerve, vestibular part of the nerve, is associated with the third nerve and fourth nerve and sixth nerve. Third nerve is oculomotor nerve, that has got nerve supply with the eyeball. Trochlear nerve, fourth nerve. Sixth nerve, abducent nerve. Fifth nerve is the trigeminal nerve. So the vestibular nerve is associated with the three components, with the three nerves through the medial longitudinal fasciculus. So it is associated with third nerve, fourth nerve, and sixth nerve through the medial longitudinal fasciculus. The vestibular nerve pathway is associated with archicerebellum of the cerebellum, old cerebellum, old part of cerebellum. Neocerebellum is the modern cerebellum. Archicerebellum is the old cerebellum. Through the inferior peduncle. The cerebellum is connected by means of superior cerebellar peduncle with the midbrain, middle cerebellar peduncle with the pons, and inferior cerebellar peduncle with the medulla. So this vestibular nerve is associated with third nerve, oculomotor, trochlear nerve, and sixth nerve, abducent nerve, and it is also associated with archicerebellum of the cerebellum, oldest cerebellum, through the inferior cerebellar peduncle. Cerebellum is associated with the balance. And the vestibular nerve is also associated with the thalamus through the thalamo-vestibulo-cortical fibers. Through the vestibulo-thalamocortical fibers or thalamocorticostrial fibers, like that. It is associated with. So if the vestibular nerve is damaged, the balance of the body is damaged. The balance of the body is damaged. So how you are balanced? While standing, while running, while walking, while jumping, it is nothing but a complex input of reflexes associated with the vision, associated with the cerebellum, associated with the vestibular apparatus. So these three connections, vestibular nerve is associated with third, fourth, sixth nerve through the medial longitudinal fasciculus, with the cerebellum through the inferior cerebellar peduncle, with the thalamus through the thalamocorticostrial fibers, and also from there thalamocorticostrial fibers goes to the vestibular cortex present in the temporal lobe. So present in the cerebral cortex. So like that, the balance of the human body is a complex procedure and associated with all of these three mechanisms. A combined action is associated with these three balancing mechanisms. That is with the vestibular nerve, with the third, fourth, sixth nerves through the medial longitudinal fasciculus, with the cerebellum through the archicerebellum and the cerebellum through the inferior cerebellar peduncle. So this is the balance, maintenance of balance is a complex input procedure of a person is able to balance. So if the vestibular nerve is damaged, because it is associated with oculomotor nerve. So visual reflex is impaired. If the visual reflex is impaired, so you can lose the balance. So for example, while you are seeing, you can maintain the balance. If you close your eyes, you are not able to maintain your balance because vestibular nerve is associated with oculomotor nerve and trochlear. So if the vestibular nerve is correct, if the visual reflex are correct, you can stand, you can maintain your balance even if you close your eyes. If you close your eyes. So maintenance of balance is a complex mechanism associated with combined inputs from the vision and also from the vestibular and also from the hearing and also to certain extent with the hearing. Certain exceptions also. Crossing of fibers is there and some fibers does not cross and majority of the fibers cross in both directions. So this is a complex mechanism. If the vestibular nerve is damaged, what will be happening? If cochlear nerve is damaged, your hearing mechanism is lost. Vestibular nerve is damaged, your balancing mechanism is lost. So you will get truncal ataxia and staggering gait. So you are able to stand with your eyes open. You are able to maintain your stability even with your eyes closed. So this is lost. So if vestibular nerve is damaged, truncal ataxia and staggering gait will occur. Hearing mechanism is associated with the cochlear nerve. So it is two types of deafness, conductive deafness and sensorineural deafness. So sensorineural deafness means cochlea may be involved, cochlear nerve action potential generation and the connection of action potential may be damaged. So at the end of this session, you must be able to know the vestibular cochlear nerve is a eighth nerve. It contains special somatic afferent fibers. It is purely sensory. It contains two components, vestibular component and cochlear component. So these two components are associated with internal ear. Vestibular component with the semicircular duct and vestibule, and the cochlear component with the anterior part of the internal ear, which is called internal ear, that is called cochlea and modiolus. So that is cochlear nerve. This is vestibular. So cochlear nerve, 5 order of neurons is there. So they are associated with inferior colliculus, medial geniculate body. So lateral and viscous. Vestibular nerve is associated with vestibular nuclei. So it is also associated with the cerebellum. It is also associated with the third nerve, fourth nerve, and sixth nerve through the medial longitudinal fasciculus. It is associated with the thalamus. It is associated with the cerebral cortex through the thalamo-corticostrial fibers. So auditory or hearing nerve goes to the temporal gyrus, essence gyrus through the auditory radiation, arises from the medial geniculate body. So from the medial geniculate body, only auditory radiation comes. So the vestibular component, the cochlear component, two runs in a parallel direction in the same nerve, even though these two are separate. Once again, I will tell you, you have to repeat the subject. You must repeatedly read it. You must repeatedly see the PowerPoint. My lecture is recorded. You can repeatedly hear your lecture. You are not here to explain your doubts. So you have to go through the standard textbooks. Once again, I congratulate all of you because today is a Doctor's Day. So why the Doctor's Day is celebrated? In the memory of a noble person who worked as a West Bengal Chief Minister, who has completed his FRCS and MRCP in Rwanda. He worked as a personal doctor to the Mahatma Gandhi. So you find out his name in the Google app. He's a doctor. That's why Doctors' Day is celebrated on this one. And the senior faculty members in the medical profession will be respected by the juniors. Once again, I congratulate you all of that. You must be a good doctor. You must be a good doctor and a good man for the society. Thank you very much for your patient learning. Once again, I congratulate all of you for the Doctors' Day. Be a good doctor and be a gentleman in the society. Thank you very much for your patient learning. Once again, I will see you. Thank you. See you. and